Dad, this is gonna be your next Halloween centerpiece.
Okay. An Italian centerpiece.
Halloween. Alright, so I was kind of vibing with that music for a little bit. Hey everyone, welcome to this week's video. I want to do a tutorial on how to make plaster molds out of alginate casts. So if you've ever been to the dentist and they put this weird stuff in your mouth and make a mold of your teeth, that's what this is. So I got this stuff on Amazon for $35 and it's called Alja-Safe Life Casting Alginate. And then I got the plaster for $15. It's 5 pounds and it's called Falling in Art Plaster of Paris. It tells you to do a sample of the alginate before you start, just so you can get the hang of like how it's supposed to go. So you're supposed to mix it really well. I mixed it with my hands and it didn't mix perfectly. So it was kind of weird. It's just that I'm not able to get all of the clumps out. In this next time, I'm using a mixer that typically you would use for food, but I'm using it for this, and I got my mom's permission, so I think I'm in the clear. I won't get in trouble. So you're gonna wanna mix 1 part water to 1 part alginate powder, and that just means 50-50, the same amount of water is the same amount of powder. And you're gonna wanna mix it as smoothly as you can so you don't want any clumps left. When I was mixing this, I kind of just guesstimated how much I needed, and maybe that doesn't work for you, you can measure it out. But I ended up mixing what I thought was too much water. So I had my hands in there for a while and it just wasn't hardening. So I took my hands back out, and when I came back, it was already setting. And I was like, oh no. Now, if you're gonna do this, you know that it'll take like 5 minutes to actually harden. So you'll be sitting there for what seems like a long time, but just be patient. Don't take your hands out because it'll be messed up. All right, let's try again. Alright, so I did the whole process over again into another container, but I wanted to still pour them both just to see what they would turn out like. So this is the plaster that I got, and how you want to put this into the water. It's warm water, and I'm kind of just using my fingers to break up any big clumps. And you want to just spread it around into the water. And you don't want your fingers to touch because then the plaster will harden on your hands, and you don't really want that. So you just put the plaster in there until a little island starts to form, and I actually put a little too much in there. That just made it a little thicker for when I was pouring. So as you can see, the island is there, and now I'll just begin to mix around the plaster. And I don't want to make any air bubbles, so I kind of gently just make sure that all of the clumps are mixed in well. So now what I do is I just pour it into the molds, and once I've got it halfway up, I kind of tap the sides just to get any air bubbles out from the lowest parts, and then you just pour the rest and repeat, and then wait for it to dry. The plaster started getting really thick, so I had to scoop it out of the bucket and put it on top. Once the bucket is empty, you don't want to pour it down the sink. So I washed my hands off in the bucket, and then I poured it out onto the ground. And I just wait until the plaster is dry and I knock it out into the trash can. And of course, you want to clean up your space. And after about 12 hours, I don't think it took that long to dry, but I waited 12 hours. I was able to take the plaster out of the mold.
You broke it.
No.
Yep.
Oh no. That's her fingertip.
There's somebody's foot.
No. Does that look like a toe? You want to be careful when you have things like fingers sticking out kind of freely, because as you can see, I broke them off. So you want to be really careful when you're cutting out the alginate. It was so satisfying being able to take off the cast and reveal the detailed mold underneath it. You can see every line in my hand. It was very cool. So I think that's all I have to say. There's not much else that you need to know. I hope that you guys have fun with this and play around. And I think my friend said that she wanted to do this with her boyfriend and have their toes interlocking and then make a mold out of it. That would be so funny. Thank you so much for watching. Like and comment below what you want to see in the future, and if you have any questions about this or any other things, I'd be happy to answer them for you. So these are the final products. I hope you like them. I'll link in the description where to find these materials, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.